Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tom Abbott, and I'm going to be your instructor for this version of SMG 401 Sport Economics, which I know for many of you is one of the final courses you're going to be taking in your sport management program at Post, and maybe even in your entire degree program. So to those of you who are nearing the end, congratulations. I'm sure it's been a long road as it was for most of us when we were in college, and I think the benefits are about to come, and I hope to give you an experience that is going to be very interesting and very helpful as you prepare to move from being a student into being a professional, and hopefully in your chosen career of sport management. And with that being said, let me just tell you a little bit about the course and a little bit about me and how we're going to do things, and then it'll be off and running as we get going. First, a little bit about how we're going to do things. And that is, you'll see that as in most of the courses you've taken online at Post, there are 8 units. Each one has a discussion, each one has some activities, each one has some materials. There's no formal textbook for this course. And what you will find in the way we do it here, at least the way I do it, and I'm pretty much the sole instructor for this program, this program course, I shouldn't say the program, but sport management, sport economics, is that we try to keep it very topical, very timely, related to what's going on in the world of sport, but also it's run at a very big picture level. We're not really worried about particular games, we're worried about particular sports. We're worried about not particular teams, but about the whole concept of a league. We're worried not about a venue, but the facts of how do you develop a stadium. Are we worried about the TV rights for a locality only in the context, or are we worried about TV rights for an entire sport? These are the big picture issues we want to look at, because sport is a big business. Now, really, it seems to us to be a huge business, but compared to a lot of others, it's not a very big business at all. And there are very few opportunities at this high level that sometimes we're going to be talking about, but there are many, many opportunities at levels that really aren't that apparent to a lot of people. So we're going to be covering a lot of ground. We're going to be covering professional sport, obviously. We're going to be covering college sport. We're going to be covering international sport. We're going to be covering amateur sport. But they all have an impact on economics. And so to really remember something very important, remember that word, economics. It's an economics course as well as a sports course. Let's remember some of the economic principles you learned in prior business courses, and I think you're going to have a great time with it. So, that being said, one of the main reasons I am coming on board tonight with the video is to let you know this is how I'm going to do it every week, and even sometimes multiple times during the week. So I really want to stress the importance of watching the video that I will generally put forward on a Sunday night, because on that Sunday night I'm going to be letting you know what we're going to be doing for the coming week, what I just saw the last week, maybe what some of the new material may be, maybe what the material to be emphasized is going to be, and we're going to take a look at what's going on almost as close to real time as we can get it. So it's my way of looking at saying, let's make the computers we're all looking at our classroom, and getting away from just typing things back and forth and talking back and forth. There's only 8 of us as students, 9 of us, that means with me. Nice sized group. I think we can cover a lot of things and talk about a lot of things and get to know each other and get to know what people are about. So we're going to be doing that. I place a very, very heavy value on discussion and participation. That is probably where we are going to do the most interesting stuff. It's where we're going to learn the most from each other, and I think it's probably where we may have some fun. And a good, well-structured argument, as long as it's respectful, is one of the best learning experiences any of us can have. So I absolutely love it when people disagree with me, as long as I said we're respectful and have a basis for our disagreement, because I don't have all the answers. I have a few, or at least I think I have a few, and I know you do too. So those are the things we want to keep learning, right? Learning from each other, learning from our experiences. So that's very important. What we will do is, like I said, emphasize the discussion every week. We will look at the current issues in sport. We'll look at major topics, and there will be one midterm project, which I do in week 5, not week 4, as many people do, so be prepared for that. And I think it's going to be really topical at this time of year. We may actually have a professional team or two that falls into the scenario that the midterm exam is built around. So it's not really an exam, it's an exercise. Then there'll also be a final project, which I'll introduce to you fairly quickly, so that you can actually start working on it early. And it's something that's going to allow you to wrap up much of what you've learned and much of what you know and much of your thought and your interpretation of how the business and economic world of sports operates into a single document that I think it's been one of the more interesting exercises we've ever done. As for me, as I said, I've taught this course now for about a dozen years. I'm entering my 13th year of teaching at Post. I retired from the full-time faculty last May as chairperson of the Business Administration Department and president of the Faculty Senate. But as you can see by my attire here tonight, one thing I didn't retire from is being assistant coach of the men's and women's tennis teams. So I'm very involved in intercollegiate sport. I'm just finishing up a major piece of research, doctoral research into Division II sports in particular, mostly because that's where Post is housed, as a mentor of NCAA Division II. I've been a coach here for, this is almost starting my 11th season coaching at the college level. Managed to help take a team to the NCAA tournament and advance around. Hope to go back this year. I think we've assembled the most talented team we've had in a long time. So one of the things I understand is the time pressures that many of you have of your work and your full-time job. Well, I've got my part-time jobs, my research, my own studies, my own things that I want to do, and I also travel and go to matches and have road trips and all those kind of things. So many times when I do my video, I'll be coming to you from a hotel room on the road, or you know, it's a bad thing to say on a snowy night in March, but next week I'll be coming to you from a vacation house in Orlando, Florida, where I am with the team on spring break, not only training but playing 4 matches. So this is my experience in athletics is current and it's live. I go back. I was a college athlete myself. I played soccer at Boston College as an undergraduate, but back in the 70s. So that and the lack of hair up here to tell you a little bit about how old I am. My career in competitive tennis goes back well over 50 years. So I've been around. Sport is a passion of mine. I'm an economics major as an undergraduate, so start combining those two. I think I have an enthusiasm for the topic, and definitely an enthusiasm for being involved with a great bunch of involved students. So that in a nutshell is the introduction. Welcome to the course. Sometimes you'll see, and I think I'll include this week, a couple of the older videos so you can see where we've gone in the past. I do tend to leave everything open for a long time because sometimes people want to go back and refer to past week's work and things like that. Very flexible, very open, but what I really do ask of you is your attention, your participation, your interest. If we can do that, I think we're going to have a great experience. And this is the course. I get to teach it twice a year online and once a year on campus, and it's the one I always look forward to. So that's it for tonight. Perhaps you'll hear from me later this week, but certainly next Sunday night, which will be coming to you from the spring break trip. And take a look at Unit 1. Let's hit the ground and let's see where we go. Thanks very much.